My name's Chris and I work with the reptiles and amphibians here at the sanctuary, and I've been here for nearly 8 years. My love for wildlife started when I was really little, living in my parents' backyard, basically rummaging through the bushwalking and hiking and spotlighting for possums, things like that. Really inspired me to want to learn more about something that I didn't know a lot of. When I first started here at the sanctuary, it was as a volunteer. I was working with the reptile department there, where I fell in love and the fascination of these animals that I didn't know much about. I started to do some study and got into the captive management program through TAFE, and it all went skyrocketed from there pretty much. And I started working with the koalas as a full-time position, really focusing my studies on sort of one species. And as I got further in my career, I started up with the reptiles. So I've been working full-time with reptiles now for a few years, and yeah, really loving it. The most meaningful part for me in this career is obviously to release animals back into the wild. There are so many species that are struggling out there, and this is the opportunity that we have as the human race to make it all right again. By educating people and the public about what we do as a sanctuary and in zoos across the world for wildlife, really gives me that drive. If I had 3 tips to give you all on how to just work with the environment and the animals around you, is to learn to coexist. Educate yourself about the wildlife that's in your backyard and know that it might be a seasonal time that animal's there causing a disturbance, like that brush turkey building a nest. And remember that every animal has the right to be there and share your backyard with them. So why not make that backyard animal friendly and really enjoy having that wildlife around? And there could be one thing that you could do to make a change in your everyday life, like stop using single-use plastics. Maybe just cut out straws in your day-to-day when you go out to buy a drink. Those little impacts, just that one thing that you do to make a difference, can make a world of difference to the wildlife that we have in our environment and right here in our own backyards. The conservation program that I'm heavily involved with at the sanctuary is one for our Currumbin tinker frogs. This species are really struggling in the wild. There is a small population found at the Currumbin Tops National Park, and they've been affected by the chytrid fungus and also by feral species. So cattle, horses have been demolishing their habitat. So they're really struggling, but the sanctuary's got a great breeding program that's underway at the moment. We've been working really closely with some other tinker frog species. There are currently 6 species of tinker frog in the world. 2 of them are extinct. One of them is critically endangered, which is this Currumbin tinker frog, and the other ones are classed as very threatened. So we're really trying to work hard. We've got a great season ahead of us with our 5 frogs that we have in our facility, with 2 females showing signs of breeding in this coming spring. So we're really keeping our fingers crossed to see this. We'll be one of the first in the world to have successfully bred this frog. The weather plays a real crucial part in how these frogs will breed. So as the weather starts to warm up, we're going to start increasing those temperatures. We're going to be listening for those calls from the males, and as they start to get faster and more frequent, we're going to look at introducing our males to the females, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of luck as those low pressure systems and lots of rainfall really start to spruik that environment and get these frogs wanting to breed. This is what we've been working for years and years to achieve, and to be so successful in the first few years of having this frog in the sanctuary is a small snippet of what we are doing as a sanctuary to really help those animals struggling out there in the wild. But by having you guys coming into the sanctuary and buying a ticket at the front gate, a portion of that does go directly to helping this. We're just at the very beginning of what we can do here at the sanctuary and for the Currumbin tinker frog. If you find me walking around, please stop me, because I'd be more than happy to answer any of your questions that you got about not just this conservation program, but we've got many that are going on here at the sanctuary. It is up to us to make a difference, and at the end of the day, if you can make one choice to help the environment, then you're making a huge difference. And we are so lucky to live in such a wonderful place with some pretty amazing wildlife. So it's up to you.